There we go.
Where?
It's another 2 days for you folks to travel from Foghaven to Meadowdell. Of course, you see the rather once idyllic countryside, and indeed, it is snowing, and has continued to snow, blighted by the poison of the basilisk. And it's worth noting, as you are approaching Meadowdell, whose abandoned windmills still do turn in the distance, you are now in poison terrain. Each character who spends a recovery while healing here only gets the minimum that the recovery dice produce. And again, even after all the time and the snowfall, you can see the blighted, poisonous trail the basilisk left so long ago, leading towards the wildwood.
Tempus, Fargus, you think you two are the best at following trails? So.
Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead.
Can't stand the sight of this devastation. And yeah, Fargus will sort of try to pick up the track of the basilisk, which might not be that hard.
You do not have to make a skill check for it.
Yeah.
You can easily follow the old, basilisk path as it carved ruin into the terrain, all the way to the wild wood. As you enter the wild wood, you are now in terrain where the basilisk frequents, and it takes you like an hour to walk to the edge of the wild wood. You are now in terrain that the basilisk frequents. No character can heal by taking a quick rest here. Furthermore, as I do not believe any of you ended up taking precautions, all of your supplies, your food and whatever, and water has spoiled.
Yep.
Well, we are in the forest, so we can always get something new later, I hope.
It's poison berries!
The grove, not grove, the forest, as you enter into it, also has this petrified, wasted look to it. The trees have shriveled up, branches having fallen off long ago, leaves dead, rotting on the ground. Wolves, foxes, squirrels, birds, a menagerie of stone statues, frozen and covered in snow and ice, lay at either end as you walk into the wild wood. And from here on, I actually do want a tracking-based skill check. From here, you're in an area which the basilisk frequents, and it's not so easy to pick up a trail from here. I would certainly say the best person, either that or you roll secretly.
Alright.
So if multiple people want to try, I would say you folks roll secretly.
I'm not gonna try.
Okay. That's Fargus' skill check. Sure, that works, Dark. I think that would be wisdom-based skill check, using your level, of course, and that background. Okay. Fargus has one inclination of where the basilisk, where to find the basilisk, heading through this area of the wild wood. Leon has another inclination. The paths do wildly diverge. One heads more towards the southwest, and another one heads to the southeast. So you would have to commit to one path. Fargus is convinced that it's the southwest. Leon is convinced that it's the southeast.
Well,
considering Leon's recent successes, we should follow Fargus.
I certainly have more experience in the forest than Leon has, and I am a
As long as we
good
don't
factor in
split
this
up.
terrain.
Although we could split up.
You could split up.
We should not.
No. Well, whoever believes more that they're right. That's always the way to decide.
I do. I'm still stubborn in this thing, so I am right.
Does Leon get salty that we're going the obviously wrong path?
But
this druid wants it.
This is definitely a player decision for you folks. I'm not hearing everyone speak here.
Well, since none of us have any argument whether to go that way or the other way, it's just a matter of picking one and sticking to it.
You know what? Dwohurim could just try to check the path, can he? With his measly knowledge of how to do that. So I'll just roll secret.
Okay. Go for it then.
So basically we should move in the opposite direction.
Oh wait, that should be +3 more.
Okay. Dwohurim is really convinced that Leon has the right idea, heading southeast from this point into the Wildwood instead of
We
southwest.
should really go with Leon. I think he understands what he's doing here.
You know what Tempus will do is
The
he'll
experience
try.
might be good for like a real forest when it's good, but this is a creature that was made by magic. Forest can
Tempus is
change
going
that.
to read the two of them, using his luck of the die to read them to figure out who knows more, who's the more.
I don't think they are bluffing though, are they?
That is not an applicable skill check. Both of them are convinced that they know which way to go.
Yeah, Fargus looks really irritated that they even considering just not taking his idea.
I am a fucking druid!
I'm sorry.
You know,
we've
Fargus
seen
has
a lot
a
of,
point. Come on, Fargus, let's go.
We've seen it. We've seen a lot of good. So Tempus.
Tempus is in the middle. Come on.
Yeah, you're the deciding factor here.
So basically, two of you went on one path, two of you went on the other, and you're both all four of you are looking back at Tempus, and
Yep.
Tempus is looking, right? And what Tempus does is he takes a coin out of his pocket, and he goes, heads, Leon, which is number 2. Tails, Fargus, which is number 1, and flicks it in the air. Fargus.
See, Fargus was right.
Fargus looks very offended, but let's just get moving.
He picks the coin back up.
Oh well, Leon. It's just the two of us.
Tempus!
Don't
Yes.
leave me.
This will be a day's travel. You folks will be without food and water, without some means of thinking of a way through which you can sustain yourselves.
Wine.
Yes,
Brandy.
that spoils as well. All of
Really?
your food and water has spoiled, even the alcohol.
I gave my only one to the Rab, so I'm fine.
So all those valuable bottles of dwarven brandy that you've been carrying around, yep, that all rots too. That's
I
the
thought
problem.
it was like well locked, closed.
I say shenanigans.
Look, I have the bestiary open right motherfucking now. It turns into clay. Your brandy is now clay.
Really? Clay?
It is.
Still good to eat.
That's fancy.
You can still eat it. It's fine.
Eat the
Can't
brandy.
Clay.
I don't know if
Micro.
clay's very nutritious, I'll tell you that.
Well, Grimith, would a rejuvenation potion count as a meal?
Yes, that would totally solve your
Alright.
problems.
I have 2 of those.
Tao's like, fuck you, bitches.
I'm prepared.
Maybe I should just go and do something else then. I don't have any food. The last
I have one.
Has Tempus's repair kit also sundered? That would have been a bit awkward. His oils have dried up. Shit!
Well, oil really isn't like a food or water, so I don't think the basilisk's crazy area rotting thing affects that.
Okay.
How long can Fargus sort of survive without these things? Because he can survive a bit longer than others.
Fargus will be fine.
Right.
Yeah, I guess Thomas will share one of the potions with Dwohurim, who seems to not be coping too well with having no food.
Which leaves Leon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give Leon just a conditional -2 modifier to his attack rolls.
Okay, I'll mark that down.
Okay. This after a day's travel. So another day passes. Let's fancy the calendar. And this appears to have been the right choice. And you can tell in part because of how oppressive and vile the air itself has become. And I will now quote again from the book with this basilisk thing. If the area is the basilisk's lair, no character can heal through non-magical means, such as rallying or quick rests. You have your potions, which have not spoiled, and you have, well no, Leon used his cure wounds, didn't he?
I only have my heal once per battle to help here.
I'm assuming my rally counts as non-magical, right?
Yes, I would say so.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm assuming my, heal once per battle magic, because...
Yeah, that's definitely magic, yes. You have your healing potions, and you've got Leon.
I can only do it once per battle, and I'm reserving that for myself normally, so... It's melee touch, so it's like, ugh.
Yes. But this area is so rotting and putrescent. It's not so it's not as like this noxious odor to it, but it's just how desolate and rotted the trees are, and how they become dilapidated and slumped and bent. You have encountered no signs of life at all. Just this, these statues, some broken, others are sort of like corpses that have been partially devoured, or even the flesh of them completely consumed. The basilisk does eat. Certainly, those of you with ties to the Archmage would know that much at least. And indeed, Dwohurim, actually we'll give this for you. For everyone who has a connection with the Archmage. Roll your Archmage icon relationship dice for me right now.
Okay. Huh.
Brr.
Nope.
Alright. Alright. In that case, you folks are left with where you are. You end up walking out into a clearing, a grove of sorts, where the trees, as broken as they are, clear, and there's natural grass area where the sun would shine, but it's an overcast sky here, late morning. And here, perhaps, is where the greatest gallery of statues has come into play. There's several dozen, perhaps 50 or 60 statues, clearly having been moved and dragged here, and in a semicircle effect, all collected and standing. It's not just animals, but it's also a few humans, a few elves, a dwarf, 2 halflings, a dire wolf, a dire bear. Creatures large and small who have been moved here to stand in the silent stone gallery. This is where the trail following stops, although the tracks of all the stones and statues dragging are everywhere within this grove. The basilisk, as you can feel from the oppressive air, has been here and frequents this area and perhaps sleeps here.
So why does it, it must have gathered all these statues. These are
Or
probably
someone else?
all the... it's not natural that there's that many buried animals sort of standing everywhere.
No, it's clear, at least, that some entity has moved these things here.
Do basilisks have statues come alive and do stuff?
Do they eat them?
You can't, no, like, basilisks don't turn into statues, so... And the statues, like, once they petrify them, as far as you're aware, it's permanent. Unless it's powerful magic that gets involved, a powerful ritual to try and break the stoning effect.
Alright, good. As a relief.
So yes, as far as you're aware, these things won't, like, come to life and fucking snap up and eat you. You're certainly welcome to walk along the statues and, like, try to analyze them for yourself, though.
I don't think we should get too
Oh,
close.
watch out for the Edicaps and such. That must worship it.
Yet, would this area be describable as like a temple of sorts for the basilisk or something? Does it look like that?
It doesn't look like a temple. Then again, Thomas isn't sure how a basilisk thinks or acts.
I mean, it probably doesn't think in circles, right?
To you, at least in this situation, it looks like an art gallery, basically. Just like a massive collection, a giant semicircle at the other end of the grove.
He's
So how do we
proud.
approach this?
Well, we ambush him when he comes out of the cave, right?
Yeah, I think that would be the best idea.
Yep. Thomas agrees.
So we should sneak up to the cave then?
Okay.
Like,
Be like on
come up
each
from,
either side of it.
yeah, come up from around it on both sides.
Tempus shall take point, I guess.
Alright. Being the cautious, intrepid individuals you are, why don't you all give me awareness-based skill checks using your backgrounds and the wisdom modifier. and your
Secret
level.
or...
You can make them out in the open.
Alright. Survivor of the Dwarven games will be mine. And I imagine wisdom, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, protector of the forest, of course.
Okay, that's fair. Fucking.
That enough?
You know, no one else has to roll if you don't want to.
I still got decent.
Decent.
Yeah, 29 is definitely decent.
Yeah, staying due to hunger. You good, Manaki?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, then
They don't see it, I'm not gonna see it.
as you're moving further, and you draw in closer, perhaps to hopefully set an ambush. There is quick movement that both Thomas and Tempus catch out for the menagerie of statues. And these guys will count courtesy of your skill checks. While they will be nearby, they will not get a surprise round, as 3 of these hideous creatures, who now that you can spot them outside of these statues as they launch into the air, because they fly, are more than just beasts. They are mobile and active, and most certainly hostile as well.
Why does literally everything that is in those wall towers supposed to protect them try to kill us?
That is some serious analysis of the situation, man. This is going to have you folks roll for initiative unless you wish to attempt to parlay with these hostile creatures.
No.
Initiative.
Okay.
For a second, I was hoping Gryph was going to say parlay. I was really hoping Gryph was going to say
We
parlay.
have this clay brandy that they might want.
There's no battle map. This is an enclosed area. They're all nearby to you.
Right.
Let me go ahead and make the they'll each have a separate initiative result. And they all rolled rubbish.
Oh,
Fargus, even though he's not the one that didn't see it, he gets to act first. It's like, movement! And Fargus is just like, boom!
Yes, Tempus and Thomas basically called out an alarm right before these creatures launched out of the statue menagerie. And Fargus, he's on the fucking case. He was ready for shit.
He sure was.
Nearby or far away?
They're nearby.
They are all nearby.
Alright.
So yeah, I could cast Ruination or I could cast Spark with which does 6d6 damage to these creatures.
That's pretty good.
They are all flying.
Yeah. So I think I will use my Spark since that does a lot of damage right now.
Okay.
You are now a cannon.
Yep. So let's target Gargoyle 1.
Okay.
Oh, literal kaboom.
That manages to hit. You'll have to roll an extra 3d6.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That'll be 27 points of damage. The gargoyle hisses in pain and most certainly looks at you with decided wrath. You have certainly earned its focus.
Fargus steps behind Thomas.
Tempus is going to try and smack it as it's flying.
All right, it's
And that's
not
exactly what
it's not flying too high. You can certainly engage it in melee.
All right. Tempus will take he'll sort of run at it, and as he's darting, he decides to dart up the wall to aim and smack it with his wrench in an attempt to sort of wound or tear some of the stone to cause it to bleed.
Okay.
1d20 plus 5 plus 3.
That is not enough to hit the gargoyle.
He chips some stone and does nothing, but is engaged.
All right, 3 points of damage. Dark, you're up. Okay. What? All right, you're gonna engage him. Got it. Okay.
Why not do spell?
11 is a miss. You don't even hit the gargoyle's body. All right.
I am hungry.
Manaki, you're up with Dwohurim.
Does Dwohurim think these are susceptible to cold?
Dwohurim, from his limited time with gargoyles, but not so limited, he spent some time particularly with Lord Enator, he thinks they're vulnerable to all energy damage types. Not vulnerable, but they can be hurt by them.
We'll focus fire on the gargoyle one that Fargus also hit.
Okay.
With the Ray of Frost.
Got it. 19 versus physical defense is not enough to hit.
Oh well.
Well, that's good damage, though. Let's try that again.
Alright, just do the attack rolled in for me.
That's better.
That should be it. Wait, that's way too much.
Plus
I'm
9.
gonna say, no the fuck it ain't it. You owe me a goddamn explanation. 25, that'll manage to hit, yes. And 29 damage will stagger the creature for sure.
Right, good.
Thomas.
Thomas is going to look around, consider the situation, see if there's anything else approaching, and then engage this guy.
Okay. No, just these 3 creatures who moved out of the statue gathering. Let's see here. Gargoyle, who is engaged with Leon, will still remain engaged with Leon and land on the ground and attempt to strike Leon, missing, and that is not even remotely a natural 11+. That will end that gargoyle's turn. A gargoyle who's engaged with Tempus successfully disengages, and it fucking double moves up into the goddamn air.
Dang it.
And I will basically give it a fuchsia halo.
Is it going to do the Kirby maneuver of dropping someone as a stone?
It is fucking out of here. Like, it just got its fucking shit wrecked. And even though it is a construct, it is intelligent. It is fucking done. Just takes off, double moves into the air.
Solid GG.
A faraway attack could hit it, but it does not appear to be looking back at all. It is in full retreat.
Alright.
This gargoyle, who is engaged with Thomas, or who rather Thomas engaged, will successfully disengage from Thomas, fly past, land by Fargus, and attempt to strike Fargus. That will be a miss on Fargus, and that is certainly not a natural 11+ or higher.
Alright.
As the escalation die rolls to 1, you hear a hiss and a roar coming from where you folks were planning your ambush. Fargus.
Alright. So Fargus will turn to Gargoyle number 3 and cast a spark in his face.
Okay.
And this is a close cast spell, so that's fine.
Yep. No.
Oh. It's 4.
3 points of damage.
Yep.
Anything else from Fargus?
Well, guess I can try to disengage.
You could. Yes, you can.
Bye.
Tempus, you're up.
Okay, Tempest looks up at the gargoyle flying really far away.
Yep.
And he's wondering, should he try and hit it? But the thing looks like it's flying away, and he realizes, you know, there's 2 other things and a hissy thing. It sounds like a much more urgent problem. So he's going to take on this one.
Okay.
Leon looks like he's good.
Alright, that's a move action for you. You can make a standard action attack against it.
And part of the movement action, he's going to go with Bleeding Strike again. Same attack as last time. No, what have I done?
What did you do?
I've lost my speech box. No. I didn't lose my speech box. I accidentally closed the chat. That's what I
You
done.
closed the chat window.
I was like, suddenly initiative took over my screen. I went,
Wait a goddamn minute here.
Right,
It's
so,
MapTool's way of telling you that time is running out.
20 is not good enough to hit.
Yep, so 3 damage and engaged. So it's just, my range is just chipping them. I can't seem to hurt them.
Yes. Leon, you're up. That is not enough to hit. The gargoyle will take 3 points of damage. Dwohurim.
Tough to hit. I just don't see, like, we're not gonna kill the one that's flying up there, right?
Nah. If he turns back, certainly, but... I mean, he'd have to double move to get to us again, so...
Yes, he would have to double move to get to any of you again.
So I guess
That's
number 2 is the one we're gonna focus on now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
He's the most wounded, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah, he is.
That manages to hit number 2 for 17 points of damage. Let me check that math. Yep, that's good. It remains unstaggered.
that's it.
Thomas.
I got.
Okay, I'm not sure I can hit these at all, but I might as well try, right? Which one did you attack? Number 2? Number 2. So let's give this a shot, and this time I'm not forgetting the escalation die. And it didn't matter. Okay.
Well, 3 damage is also damage.
Yep.
Sure is. Slowly
Should
chipping
take him
away.
down.
It remains unstaggered. Let's see here. This gargoyle axe, it looks between the 2. Doesn't really see either of you targets as particularly appetizing in the grand scheme of things. It's gonna fly away.
Of course you are.
You fucking saw that goddamn lightning bolt. He'd fucking have a goddamn thing with that. That is a 24 versus armor class, and that is a natural 11 or higher, so it gets 2 more attacks against Fargus.
Oh, Jesus.
That's going to be a total of 27 points of damage as the gargoyle, with a diving attack, descends upon Fargus and begins to rip apart the druid's body.
Yeah, he certainly is.
The gargoyle who double moved into the air disappears from battle, basically. It's gone. The gargoyle who's engaged with Tempus.
Tempest hasn't really come across as the most strongest adversary.
Yeah, the gargoyle. You try moving. There are weaker targets. Yeah,
damn it.
there's weaker targets.
Ugh.
As this gargoyle, seeing the amazing power that Fargus wields, double teams the druid. That will be a miss, however, and that's not a natural 11 or higher. That ends the gargoyle's turn. And
God.
coming out of the cave, and I'll move this folks view. No, he'll definitely be nearby still, though. Coming out of the cave is a, let me find my description for this, is a giant crested serpent with 8 legs, each leg dripping with a myriad of deadly poisons. And it's worth noting the rumors that you've heard already. Just looking at a basilisk is enough to kill someone who isn't accustomed to dealing with deadly magic. The rules for the Basilisk are very deadly, and they assume already one thing. The rules for the Basilisk already assume that characters aren't looking at it. When they do, there's a price to pay.